Galaxy Man Show interview show. So, for my very next guest of this week is this incredible actress known by the name of Actress Ashley. So, I'm about to add Ashley into the live now to have a chat with Ashley about her incredible acting career. So, yeah, let's add Ashley in and have a chat with Ashley. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I just want to say first up, thank you so much for taking the time to join my show. It's such a pleasure having you on the show today. To people that don't know who you are, Ashley, if you can give like a little bit of backstory about yourself, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Okay, hi guys. Thanks for having me, Jacob. This is very exciting to be here. My name is Ashley Undercuffler. I am an actress based in Los Angeles, California, and I have been working in the industry for the last 10 years. I know you're going to talk about a few different shows that I've been on, so I won't go into that just yet. But yeah, I grew up modeling. I started modeling when I was about 14 years old, and they touched on acting just a little bit, and that was much more fun to me than modeling. While modeling is a lot of fun, it's good money, there's recognition. I much prefer playing characters than just a pretty person standing there. So
Awesome. So we'll dive right into the questions now, Ashley. So for my very first question, so as you mentioned, you've been in incredible projects, past and present. And for the first project, I'm going to mention, you were actually in a film called The Wife. What was that whole experience like, getting to be in The Wife?
I played the wife in a short film called The Knock, and The Knock actually premiered at the Anti-Hero Genre Film Festival this year. That was really fun. That was kind of my introduction to the horror world. I've never been a big horror fan. I get scared very easily. But what I learned over the last few years is that acting in horror is not nearly as scary as watching horror. So that was really fun. If you guys ever have the chance to see it, it's a new concept of a scary film, and I don't want to ruin it for you. So you can see things on my channel or Callum Productions. They're Kat and Liam are the ones who produced it.
So on to our next question. So you were actually also in a film called Job Guys, and you actually played the role of Pearl. What was that like whole experience like getting to play Pearl?
Okay, so Job Guys is a TV series that was on Amazon for the last year, and now their contract was up on Amazon, so they're actually on YouTube right now. So everybody here can go see that if you just type in Job Guys. I played Pearl, who was one of the makeup assistants to the Korean pop star, and Pearl is a character who flees when things go down. And what I mean by that was my character appeared in a shootout scene for the first time. And then she has her revenge at the end of the series, but you guys are going to have to watch to see that. But Job Guys was incredible to work with. And the creators of that show were Dave Beaudry, Brooke Hubbs, and Kevin Caliber. And they are three of the most creative people I have ever worked with. They took care of us. They made sure that all of us felt appreciated to be there, and we're really pushing for a season 2. So yeah, the more of you who go and watch it and thumbs up and comment, the easier it will be for them to get more investors and a season 2 going.
Awesome. So for our next question. So you were also in 2020. You were actually in a film called Buried in the Background. What was like that whole experience like for you?
So Buried in the Backyard is a recreation show. I believe on the ID channel is where it airs. And that experience was really scary for me at first, because it was the first role that I had where a gun had to be pointed at my face. And I was the person who got murdered. And, spoiler alert, but in that episode, that's what happened to me. But luckily, my co-star was very professional. And when you're acting, sometimes we get into it, things can really feel real and scary. And our first scene we ever did together was us screaming at each other, and he pulls a gun on me, and we're like fighting inside the house. It goes outside the house. There was probably a crew of at least 50 people there watching for our safety, and the cameraman and everybody who works on the crew. But the gun was actually rubber, but it looked like it was a real gun. It was a revolver that this girl got shot with. But this actor that I worked with, his name was Eric. He was awesome. he would show me the gun beforehand. He would take the gun and he would bend it so that like mentally I could see it's not real, because it was a very intense scene, and I mean, it was a murder scene. So that was really scary for me. That was the first time I had a gun pointed at my face.
So also a question. So you were also in a film called The Creeping Darkness. What was that whole experience like for you, getting to be in The Creeping Darkness?
So this is a super fun story for me, because during the filming of The Creeping Darkness, there was it's another horror film, and I get attacked by a monster, and it tears open my arm. And the night number one we shot on that was in a campground, and there were a lot of stunts involved. And what I didn't tell the director, which is not good, is that I had 2 broken ribs at the time. So they were dragging me on my back, on my stomach, by my arms, by my feet, this monster. And it was quite painful, but I didn't feel the pain at the time. I had them, you know, work on this side for stunts because my ribs were broken over here. But the next day I really paid for that. But the film came out, and we've won like best horror film at certain festivals around the way, and we are getting a lot of recognition for it. So that's really exciting.
So on to our very next question. So you were actually in an incredible other series, like series film called The Boys. What was that like? That whole experience, like getting to be in The Boys?
Sauce Boys.
Yeah.
Sauce Boys is amazing. Sauce Boys is a concept invented off of a toy where there's a hockey sauce kit. It's a little toy on the ground that kids can hit a hockey puck into a net, and it's called a hockey sauce kit. And thanks, Nate. And they created a character out of this hockey sauce kit, and they talk to it like it's a real human. And I'm a detective in the show. I play Detective Snow, and I have a partner who is a female hockey sauce kit, and we call her Kitty. And that series was incredible to work for. We just actually had the premiere of it for the cast and crew. We had less than 20 people to keep it COVID safe and all of that, you know, but we got to see it premiere. And we actually turned it into a movie because it's a series. Yes, you can actually find it on Hockey Sauce Kit Instagram, but it's now a movie too, because film festivals are accepting it all over the world, and it's getting a lot of recognition. So we're hoping for a second series of that too, a second season. And I want it to be called Sauce Boys and Girls, you know, but
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
Well, on to my very next question. So what made you decide as a person, and especially as an actress, to get into like the acting scene in the first place?
My father, my dad has always loved the limelight. He is a musician, and currently he is the Tom Petty tribute band in the southeast of the USA. So he is a free falling tribute band. My dad is an incredible musician. He always wanted to get into acting. So when I was young, he wanted me to be like him. Like, you're going to play the guitar like I do. You're going to be on TV like he wants to do. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here.
On to my very next question. So if you could be in like any TV or movie franchise, what would it be and why?
Okay, that's such a hard choice. I'll tell you what I want to see happen. I have always loved the Indiana Jones franchise. While it's not a very big one like Marvel or something, I love Indiana Jones. I love that sense of adventure, much like Jungle Cruise that just came out. But I would really like there to be more Indiana Jones, but maybe like Indiana Jane, and I would play her. I would play her so well.
Well, there you
So,
go. Indiana Jones could have a daughter, and it could be you.
yes.
There you
Let's
go.
do that.
Super cosplay lover. I know you're in there. Make that casting announcement. I love you, your castings.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes. So on to the very next question. So what have you learned about yourself as a person, and especially as an actress, like during COVID?
During COVID, I'll try to answer this in 2 ways. As an actress in general, the rejection in this industry is extreme. 99% of the time we hear, no, you're not right, or no, we're not going to go in your direction this time. And I think that's how helped me in every other aspect of my life, with my family, with work, with relationships. Thickens your skin, whether you want it to or not, right? You know, if someone just told you, no, you're not good enough all the time, what does that do to a normal person's soul? for me, and during COVID, it's really made me appreciate what we have. You know, I still live in an amazing country. I have all of my limbs. I'm very fortunate. I have a roof over my head. I have sunlight every dang day in Los Angeles, pretty much. You know, so like I try to check myself when like, oh, I didn't get that role. A lot of the times it's not because of us. It's because, you know, with the diversity right now, and sometimes they're like, oh, we already have a brunette white girl, you know, we need a diversity, and you're not diverse enough. You know, like I know it's not about my acting ability or me as a person, it's just the overall picture, you know, and you got to keep that in mind. Life is great, you know, even if we don't get that great role, you know, if they did make an Indiana Jane and I don't get the role, it will suck, but I'll still be happy they did it and I can go see it.
Awesome. So on to your next question. So what are like the positive and negatives into the whole acting industry, and how do you get through those like negative moments as an actor?
Having a support system is huge, is so huge. My boyfriend Kevin has been my rock for a long time. He really supports me every time I do an audition. He helps me read lines. He tells me, you know, like what things I do great, and I trust him to tell me like what things I don't do great. You know, I also have some of the best friends in the world I could have. One of my best friends is Laura Lee Walsh. She is also an actress. She is my outlet for comedy. Like if I need to laugh really hard, I call her, and like no matter what, we could just be talking about like this water bottle and somehow we laugh about it. And I also like a shout out to some of my other best friends, Amanda and Rachel and Sarah and Wade Ann. I have so many great friends in my life that I'm really lucky. You know, it's hard to be sad when you have that many good people in your life, right?
Totally agree.
Yeah.
So on to your very last question. So what's like next for you, like goal wise, like projects or anything that's in the pipeline that you can announce?
Well, so one of my films, The Creeping Darkness, the one where I was filming while Broken Ribs, just got into the Wasteland Weekend Festival, which is a like Mad Max themed film festival. So that's really exciting coming up. And then something we just shot last month called Final Pickup has been accepted into Scream Fest, which is the largest horror film festival in the US. So that will be premiering this year in October at Scream Fest. So if you guys are local to LA, please come and check out my film. I'm actually probably going to be in 2 films at that festival, fingers crossed. So I'm really excited for that.
Awesome. Well, can I just say thank you so much again, Ashley. It's been such a pleasure having you on the show today. Do you have like any last final thoughts that you'd like to give to people on the show?
Ooh, gosh, you guys just don't give up, you know? Some like, especially if you're in the acting industry, for me, I know as a woman, it's unfortunate, but like I'm going into that territory where there's not a whole lot of roles for me. Like there's a ton of roles for women in their 20s and younger, you know, and there's a ton of roles for moms on TV shows and in movies and like grandmas and stuff like that. So I know for me, it kind of sucks where I am right now, but I can still do stuff, and I'm still getting roles, and I'm still making things happen and meeting incredible people. So don't give up, because you never know who the next Spielberg is going to be. Maybe it's Jacob. Maybe Jacob's the next like Ryan Seacrest, right? Like
Could be.
like we know each other now, and in
Yeah.
5 years your show explodes, you know, and you're the new Ryan Seacrest.
True.
You can't not have good outlook on life. You have to, right? Is that how you feel too?
Yeah, I do. Like, you just like, have to like take one step forward and just follow your dreams and goals and passion in life, and just don't give up. Like, that's the thing. Just don't give up. Like, do what you love and just go for it, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, can I just say thank you so much again, Ashley. It's been such a pleasure. Stay safe, and all the best for your amazing career ahead. So,
Yeah, of course. My God, this was so quick.
yes,
Thank
it
you guys
was.
for tuning in.